Welcome everybody to this episode of Interactive Friction. I am your host, Brandon Lee Carey.
Who opened the
Joining me
doors?
is Seeker of the Bitch, Samuel Callahan.
Who opened the doors? Are they magical?
It's a what you don't know is that Citra has tattoos put on the doors as well, and they gave them the magic power
Oh,
of
you mean
opening.
she has tattoos put on the door?
Tattoos of
These
magic
doors have the
opening.
power of the tattoo.
They can open on their own.
They upgraded their skill tree with the door. The power of the eagle, which opens doors.
With the power of the door.
They listen
No, the
to a
power
lot
of the Jill,
They listen.
who has the art of unlocking.
They listen to a lot of Three Doors Down and the Doors.
Brought you a souvenir.
Leave us. Okay, let's leave then.
Okay, I'm gonna go home then.
Look, and this is Jason going,
Like-
I'm a dick, and then this is Citra going, I'm a bitch.
So is the
And then that's
implication...
Jason going, let's have sex.
Like, I guess just by the way she walks, that is the implication, right? Is that he's doing this out of lust at this point, not to be...
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, why?
Partially for lust and partially because he wants revenge for Riley
Yeah.
and Grant's death.
Speaking of bad female characters, fucking Citra.
We're gonna drink this poison.
Like, Citra's holy existence is just to make Jason stronger.
And we're gonna have the ass trip you remember that story we were talking about in the last episode?
What?
This is where we hallucinate that story
Oh, right.
and fight a giant lava monster in our dreams.
Oh, I hate this part!
Oh, you remember this part now?
Oh, I hate this part so much.
Yeah, it's shit.
Oh my god, it's the worst. I hate these. I hate them. It's funny because, like, in Far Cry 4, they have these bits of, like, Shangri-La, except they're totally optional after the first one or two. So it's kind of, you can collect this thing and you can go all these crazy drug trips. It's like, no, I'm good. I'll just play the good parts of the game.
Yeah, oh my god,
So this part is completely
Oh, right,
mandatory.
motherfucker.
I hate this part. God. Excuse me, I just fucking... Am I standing on something? Oh, it's on fire. Naturally.
Oh my god. It's on purple fire.
Oh my god. It's like it's a boss battle. It's bad is what it is.
Yeah, it really fucking is.
Like, look at this! It's just like, I
You
don't know.
should try like standing farther away from him.
I guess. I forget how to do this, to be perfectly honest with you. So the point is he... Okay, so he doesn't move. So if you just move, he can hit the face. Yeah, I got it. I figured out the entire trick to the boss. Is this the part where he summons a whole
You will
bunch of-
defeat anyone who stands in your way,
that's the-
especially in a dream.
This is the part where you fight mooks.
Yeah.
Because every good boss battle is a boss battle that has little enemies that run
It's a
after you.
mook generator.
Hold on. Hey, I gotta, like, take this piece of glass out of my hand real quick. Thanks for waiting.
You know, you gotta take the dream glass out of your dream hand.
Oh, my dream hands hurt really bad. I got these dream bandages I got from the Dream Hobby Lobby.
Dream hobby lobby.
God damn it. I've played so
You
much
should
fucking
probably
Dying...
not use explosives so close to your own body.
I don't have any choice. This is the only...
You have a knife.
Oh, right. I forgot. I've played so much Dying Light that I'm so used to, like, the juke button on RB.
To the Jew button.
Juke. With a K. You can sort of, like, dash left or right or backwards from enemies in Dying Light.
I would assume that the juke button would play music.
Yep. That's exactly what it does. Can you shoot these? Nope, you can't. Glad I found that one out. Excuse me while I just wrap this up real quick. Thank you, Mr. Ink Monster. So, how many, which thoughts you got on the Ink Monster?
This is a fucking stupid ass section of the game.
Guess you can't shoot him out of the air.
At least you have limited ammo, so
Can you imagine if you didn't?
in your dream,
My dream ammo.
limited exploding bolts or arrows. Bolts
Excuse
are
me.
for crossbows.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you for waiting to throw your boulders at regular intervals.
It's like they're not even boulders, but they're smoke boulders.
Yep.
We're playing against Delson Rowe from Infamous Second Son and his smoke powers.
Oh, then why isn't he shooting fucking video out of his hands?
You are hallucinating after all.
Yeah, why am I... Actually, that's later in the game. The whole TV video stuff comes later. After Voss's fucking death scene,
yeah.
TVs everywhere.
He's combined his smoke and concrete powers to smite you.
Oh my god. Just die! Please! I'll pay you.
That is... I remember uttering those exact same words when I fought this creature.
I just want this to be over.
I remember shouting, "Could you please just keel over and die for me?"
And you just keep shooting him in the face, and Citra was done talking like 5 fucking minutes ago. There's no reason for me to be here other than I don't fucking know. Excuse me.
And you can't really aim at him during that attack either, so you kind of just have to dodge it.
Yeah, it's like you can shoot the boulders, you can move around from them. Whoop.
You kind of have to dodge it and then wait until he's open after the attack is over.
Oh, so he only pulls his head forward if you dodge all the boulders. It looks like. Or if you
Well, he
shoot them all.
does it anyway, but when you're dodging the if you're under the stagger of the boulders, you'll take too much. You'll be taking damage, so you can't attack.
Oh, I missed my opportunity. I guess I gotta wait now.
Yeah.
This is my favorite.
Basically, the reason you had to dodge them is because if you take the damage, you'll be too staggered to hit him afterwards.
I love the kind of boss battles where you just run around in circles, not looking at the boss.
Or you already figure out the trick to it, but you're just kind of waiting at the time.
Did I win?
Games should figure out how to not do boss battles where they have like 1 billion health. That is not necessary. It should be a test.
Excuse me while I do this quick time event.
Like, you don't need a boss battle to have a bajillion points of health, because once they discover the trick, you only really need them to do it 3 times, honestly. Like, 3 times is the magic number.
It's Miyamoto's rule of 3.
Like the Crash Bandicoot boss fights back in the PS1 era. You only do something 3 times, and then that was the trick. You figured it out. You won the boss.
Hey, Brandon, is this what sex is like? Do you fight smoke monsters when you have sex? Is that the whole experience?
Probably with Citra, I suppose.
You think a bunch of guys, like, laid her and it's like, look, I don't want to go back, man. That fucking smoke monster's really hard.
She's still clothed in that region.
Yeah, because can't get that fucking AO rating. I can't remember. I don't think there's any game I know of that showed bottom female nudity. I've seen dicks before in games. I don't think I've ever seen vaginas in games before.
Not vaginas.
No, you see breasts. But like, I remember when Grand Theft Auto 4 Lost in the Dam came out, you just totally see full frontal nudity with a guy. I remember that being like a big deal.
See, and now you have level 3 to Tau, so you can use the highest level upgrades.
So you're saying, in order to get the high level to Tau, you have to have sex with a lady?
While hallucinating about fighting an ink monster.
Oh. Can I have sex with a guy while hallucinating about a ink monster? The rules get really blurry there.
You'd have to ask Citra about that.
Can I have sex with Voss?
And I'm sure
she'll
give you a completely straightforward and non-hysterical answer.
That'd be great if there was an option for Jason to
We are the warriors of the Rock Yacht, and I will lead you to victory.
I would love if there was an option to go up to Citra and be like, can I have sex with Voss and get level 3 to Tau? Like, is it like a bloodline thing?
And I will lead you to victory. Jason, the white boy who just showed up a couple days ago, will lead us to victory. Okay, I'll give him credit, and I will assume it takes a month. That is the most I'm willing to give this game. That this whole thing took about a month.
Sure, if you count like all the sleeping in between cutscenes and
Yeah.
stuff. All right, heavy takedown. We got it.
And now we have one more point to spend after heavy takedown.
Ooh. Vehicles take less damage. That's not bad. 50 less fire.
How about some healing?
Oh shit! Health. Yeah, dude. Yes. Oh god, yes.
Extra health. Extra health.
Yep. All right, we got one more that we can get. Then we get to all the slots, which is like 6 total.
We get to do all the medicine slots.
All right, down we go. Need to find some more sharks.
Yeah, this is the part where we are now going to the second island, and this is basically the second half of the game. I say half, although it's a lot
like-
it's a lot shorter than the first part.
Yeah, it's like the last third, maybe might be more accurate. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe even last fourth. I don't know how short it is at all the side stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Hey, what's up? I don't know how
Because,
you
I mean,
didn't notice me, but
most
okay.
of the stuff that here is the side stuff. That is where most of the length of this section comes from.
We're just straight up on the second island now? No, we're at the top of the first
Yeah,
one.
this is the second island, I
No, it's the
think.
first one. I think we're killing Voss. I think that's this
Oh,
mission.
right.
This is like his place.
But once we kill Voss, we'll get the wingsuit and we'll be on the second island.
Do you get the wingsuit from Voss? I thought you got it
No,
from the...
you get it from the CIA agent after the mission afterwards.
Yeah. Because I remember you get that specifically with your second outfit. Like, you don't have the wingsuit when you have the regular forearms.
You do briefly.
Oh, is it like a one-time thing? I don't know. You're probably right, because you played this sooner than I did. I played this years ago.
I'll tell you when we get there.
Okay. I'm just going to keep shooting, guys, because that's what I'm here for, apparently, is shooting, recording, editing, and all that, and you just tell me when I'm wrong. It's basically the whole crux of this series.
Works for me now. Shut the fuck up so I can talk.
Here's the part where Sam does everything, and then Brandon says, "No, you're wrong." And I go, "Oh, thank you, Brandon, for your... I'm so glad you're here."
Yeah.
I
Apparently,
guess.
it's like a submarine when I'm in Audacity.
First thing that came to mind when I started listening to that, I was like, "Why does he sound like he's in a submarine?"
Surprise, motherfucker.
See, look, we got the drop on him, except he totally knew we were coming.
That's very Voss to just have a fucking shutter say "fuck me" on them.
Now here you are.
This is the saddest part of the whole game, because you know that it's gonna be over with Voss soon.
Yeah, this is the part where the best character of the game gets his final requiem.
Yeah. God, just every line he spouts is so much better than any of the voice acting in the rest of the game. Even if the
Yeah.
fucking writing's not that great, just the way he says it, he sounds like he's
His
fucking
writing
into
is
it.
actually pretty good for some reason. Like, he's like a bastion for the game's goodness when it comes to the story.
But like, even when his writing's not so great, it's just like, you know, what is it, Michael, the guy who voice acted him? I can't remember his first name.
I forgot his last name.
But like, yeah, his voice actor just, even with bad writing, still pulls through on most of the lines.
He is chewing that scenery so well.
Oh, it's so good. I guess this is kind of almost the best way to see him out, though, is just like him talking constantly, and it's like, just thoughts, just keep talking.
And again, pointing out the fact that we are just some skinny white boy who just showed up in Taiwan at the most a month ago, and now we're suddenly this brave, bold warrior who can do all sorts of cool things.
I get it. I understand, Voss. You were too right. I am ready to be part of Voss's crew.
He is the craziest motherfucker in this island, but he's also the most correct.
Oh, Voss. I'm gonna miss you, buddy.
It's amazing, honestly.
I'm just reading the subtitles while just casually shooting people.
Yeah. It's amazing. It really is. Just like,
You know what it takes to kill?
you think you know what it takes to kill?
Well, you know, Jason thinks he does, but Voss is the one to question
Like,
him.
there is a point where it's almost like he's talking to us, the player, at this point.
Yeah, it is almost like a Spec Ops: The Line ending sort of thing with Walker, where it's just like the person is talking to the player as the cipher for the character.
So I mean, statistically, most people playing this game will be a white boy, just like Jason.
Yeah, which I guess makes Voss's role even more interesting, because if Jason is supposed to be a perfect avatar for most players, which are, you know, like late teenage or like 20-year-old males or whatever, white males,
Yeah.
then it's like Voss is the one going like, are you really?
This is what you would be if you were actually this good.
Yeah. And then Voss is like the antagonist to Walker and Spec Ops, which is the one
Yeah.
telling you like, look, you're really just a white guy. Just some random,
This badass
mid-20s white guy.
This badass figure you have of me, that's all on your head.
Yeah. Also, this theme is very good. It's the main theme for Far Cry.
And this is like the one time where they pulled like the kind of psychedelic thing. The dude that pulled this off pretty well in this one scene.
I like the way they do all the cuts. Like, you know, I like how the people sort of transform from one to the other, implying that, you know, their relation.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit creepy. And you got Voss and Citra doing it. God.
Are you enjoying my sister's company?
God, it's so good. Oh, I
I
want to
know.
savor every moment that Voss is on screen.
She's gonna make a warrior out of you, huh?
Pull the trigger!
I don't want to. I didn't pull the trigger. I actually didn't pull the trigger. It just kind of said, "Nah, fuck it. You gotta go anyway." It's like, oh. But like, you know, like I talked earlier about Voss and like background singer and all that, but as someone who's really big into music, I think this is a great theme for what they're showing.
This
I
is
really
a
like the really thumping
this
strings.
is a fantastic scene.
Yep.
Really.
I think the strings are really well done in this background music. The TVs I find a little bit weird, but I get it. And I sort
We're
of
using
like
the power of video.
That's right. But you know, like I like how all the enemies are Voss. It's very simple but effective strategy.
Citra has smoke powers. Voss has video powers.
It's just like I don't even know what he's talking about anymore. Oh, I'm sorry, Voss.
This is the part where he's basically going off the deep end because he knows what's about to happen.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like he more than anyone just understands Jason's power. He's like, I know I'm gonna die. Like he seems keenly aware of that in the end. But Voss very much strikes me as the kind of person who doesn't care if he dies. Like he's just
He's
like, yeah,
supposed to be likely to off himself,
yeah. Just
He's
one
on a
day he
lot.
would just be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just shoot myself.
just to see what would happen.
Yes.
Not even that he like crazy, but just that he wanted to see what would happen.
Rest in peace, Voss. This story's gonna suck without you.
Find and kill Voss. So yeah, now the story is basically going all downhill from here.
Yep.
This is the turning point.
I wonder why they chose to turn the background from blue to white in this scene. Don't know if there's any deeper meaning in that. Probably just color shift for second part of the game. These are the things I think about when I play games.
That's a good question.
This is why I hate most games. Because I just think about
Alice
shit
in
like
Wonderland metaphor.
that. God, what a... I get it, but it's just such an obvious pull for Alice in
Yeah.
Wonderland. It's like, God, there's
I
got
mean,
to be other
it
classical works.
represents madness at its core.
Yeah.
You fought well, warrior.
We are so fucked. That's very good.
I know.
Uh,
It's almost like in killing Voss, you have become him.
I think that was the implication with the whole, like, you know, switching people constantly during the vision stuff. Like, that was my understanding, is that you basically became what Voss was, which is just completely psychopathic.
Or what Citra wanted Voss to be.
Yeah. Well, Citra wanted a powerful warrior. I think it's just Voss stopped doing what she wanted him to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He became a monster.
It's actually kind of funny, now that she's talking about this, this is actually somewhat similar to the story of 4, where the two main characters are Amita and... Fuck, who's the other guy? I can't remember the other guy, but the basic ideal is that one of them is a lot about forward progress and making Kirat, which is the nation of Far Cry 4, like a new place with a new economy, and it's about doing that by selling drugs. And the other guy is all about, like, traditional values and such, which includes, like, child marriage. So it's, you're constantly warring between the two of them, except in Far Cry 4, you actually get to choose which one you want to do. There's two divergent stories. So that's the thing, is that 3 is kind of like, it just says, you're going to do this one.
And now the game is focusing on Hoyt. And Hoyt is boring. Hoyt is boring, make uninteresting.
And to be fair, Hoyt could have been an interesting character. You know, we talked a lot about the idea of making PMCs more interesting.
Oh,
like,
don't you love, we say that all the time. They could have, but
Yeah.
they did, they fucking never do.
That's kind of like the thing about Far Cry. They could have. You know, everything could have been different. This could have been like one of the best games of the last generation. It has great gameplay that's a little tightly tweaked, could have been even better. And you know, if the story was like twice as good, it'd be like, yeah, man, what a fucking great game. It's just like, oh, fucking no.
It's a very fun game to play. It's just I don't know what happened with this plot. I don't know how it got to this state, because there's so much that goes wrong with it.
Went and got the final health slot.
And now we can get and we can start upgrading our med kits again.
Yeah, we need to get the, that's our next one.
Yeah.
What's our time?
20 minutes, 20 and a half.
Okay, see where
So this is probably a good place to call it.
It's a very good episode, for sure.
Yeah. Holy shit, man, this game.
And now we get Dennis. What a fucking way to send off Voss. Here's fucking Dennis. God damn it.
Drunken Dennis, which is so great.
Oh, Dennis.
I mean that in the most ironic way possible.
Yep. He's just
We are not totally different, Jason. I used to be in the U.S. at that one time.
You know who also said we were not very unlike? Fucking Voss. And you know who was more right? Fucking Voss.
An immigrant to the United States.
I don't know. I think Dennis and Jason have a lot in common. They're both morons.
The mechanic
True.
in a garage.
They're both obsessed with getting more power.
I mean, like, you know, me turning my critical eye here, there is a point, I think it is interesting that both Voss and Dennis say we are not unalike, or, you know, to paraphrase it, they both say they're alike, in that, you know, Dennis is saying what Jason is losing, and Voss is saying he's alike in what they're gaining.
Yeah.
You know, if you know what I mean, where it's like, he's saying we're very alike,
Like,
and it's like, that's
'cause-
not what Jason is anymore, though.
Because Dennis represents
General Sublime.
Jason and his transition from a ordinary U.S. citizen to this great warrior, which
Yeah.
he apparently is. We'll just assume that he is for the sake of this argument.
Yeah.
And Voss represents the after that transition,
Yeah.
where he's already become the warrior and now he's becoming the dominant force on this island.
Like, if you wanted to place people in that, it would almost be like Lisa and Friends are the beginning point, Dennis is the transition, and Voss is the end point. Like,
And
Voss
you
is
can-
what Jason ultimately becomes in the end. He just becomes fucking crazy. Or,
Even in the ending where he does leave the island, Jason does say he's trying to come to grip with his murderous impulses.
yeah. Which, you know, it's an interesting thought, but nothing really, it's fucking, it's one of those things I've heard, I'm not going to quote any specific person because a ton of people said this before, that there's a difference between saying something in a game and saying it and sort of reinforcing it. Like, you can just say, like, yeah, Jason said this, but it's like, but what do you have to say about that?
In movies, the adage is show, don't tell.
Yeah. Well, it's just one of
I
the...
remember watching Exit Credits, they had an additional adage for games set that's called do, don't show.
Yeah. But
If it is at all possible to let the player do things themselves, you should.
Yeah. But, like, the point that I'm trying to make is just the idea that it's one thing just to say a specific point, and it's another to actually say something
Yeah.
about that point. Like, the example that I remember, I believe, because, again, multiple people have brought this idea up before, but I believe Campster brought it up with Bioshock, where he says
Yeah.
the game talks about objectivism, but it doesn't say
It's not
anything
actually
about
about
it.
objectivism.
Well, in his
or like
case, he
Watch
says,
Dog-
like, it says
or like-
objectivism is bad, but it's like, but, or no, it doesn't say that. It's like, it says objectivism is a thing, but it doesn't say anything about it. Like, what does Bioshock the game have to
Or
say
like-
about objectivism?
Or like Watch Dogs in the whole CTOS.
The surveillance state.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like,
like-
it's supposed to be, we're supposedly supposed to be about police states, but we don't actually, like, that's not really commented on.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like, you can just, and that's the problem that Far Cry 3 has, is it talks a lot about insanity and people's natural impulses for violence and things. It's like, you can say that, but what
But they
are you
don't
saying
actually do
about
anything with
that?
that.
Yeah, it's like, what are you saying about that, though? Is that a good thing? I guess they're saying it's a bad thing, but they
It's
don't
like-
really explain it well enough.
It's like saying people have murderous impulses, and then what about that?
Yeah. It's just,
Or this city has objectivism in it, and what about that?
like, Far Cry, all those games do it a little bit, but they basically just say, like, it's kind of bad or it's kind of good, but they don't really talk about the implications thereof, how it affects
Yeah.
different types of people, what is the ultimate aftermath of this. Like, it would be, I wouldn't expect it to have it, and I probably wouldn't want it to, but it would have been interesting to see, like, an epilogue with Jason from the quote-unquote good ending, where it's
And
like,
with
what
that-
ultimately happened to Jason?
I think we're just gonna glide out
Yeah.
into the twilight.
Yeah. I'm getting to that, I don't think I've ever mentioned this before in earlier videos, but if you want to comment on any of this when you're watching this, feel free to post in the comments and we can have a discussion about this.
Yeah, we will probably talk about it if it's worth talking about.
Yeah, but I think that's the main takeaway from this halfway point of the game. Is just, like, the game can say X, Y, or Z, but what does it have to say about it?
Yeah.
So, with that, that is the first...
Like, people are violent, and...
Yep. So, with that, I guess we'll see you in the second half of Far Cry 3.
Take care, guys.
Bye, everybody.